glider's put on a trailer and is then towed by a plane until the required takeoff speed has been reached. If you haven't got a plane handy, then you can use a land-based truck as well. A normal plane would normally be far too fast for the release. Therefore, a special tow plane has been constructed especially for John. The system's not entirely new. 30 years ago, hang gliders were being towed along by boats. But these days, all those methods have been perfected into aero towing. And the final result for John Heine up there above the clouds is, as you can see, quite spectacular. This is mystical country indeed, the old heartland of the Indians of the far west. Many of them still live on the reservations in old caves. And for John Heine, his particular viewpoint on this wonderful landscape is nothing short of magical. Attached by a rope to his harness, the towing catch at the end of the truck can be disconnected at any time, giving him the lift he needs at just the right moment.
Airspeed indicator, good. Nose line, good. Rudder release, 3 rings. 3 rings on. Weak link looks good. Nothing tangled, pins in the pocket. Other pins in.
Just like any other form of flying, all the pre-takeoff checks have to be gone through. The disciplines remain very much the same. Lies down on the trailer, gets the correct position, tests whether all the steering moves are possible, and away he goes. The ultralight plane, known simply as the UL, consists of a light metal frame, wings, and just a few instruments. Takeoff speed is at about 50 kilometers per hour. Now, we talked about being towed behind a light plane at the beginning of the program, but here we are with the variation using a truck. Being towed along on his trailer by the roadside, takes off after just a few meters and soars away into the blue. So here in the shadow of Monument Valley, with no airport nearby for aero towing, this is what it's all about, this discipline of aerogliding truck towing. Another typically American invention. But it does mean that truck towing allows the pilot to just get to all those inaccessible areas that the average hang glider would never ever see. Once John releases the harness from his friend's truck, he really does soar like a child's kite. Depending on variable conditions, the unroll winds at the front of the vehicle, sometimes up to 1,000 meters. John has that safety margin on his rope for all the variables that may come into play. Far above the towing vehicle, when he knows all is safe, he'll disconnect. And wind towing is catching on, not just suitable for the hang gliders. Paragliders can be towed in the same way. And that is your reward for all the preparation, all the safety checks, and just having the adventure to get out there into Monument Valley and try this wonderful sport for yourself.
We'll hook it up and I'll get in the truck, pull out about 200 feet of line, and bring up the tension, and then what's the signal for me to go ahead and proceed?
Okay, when I'm ready, I'll nod my head like this, and then you go.
All right, and then you'll just resist the line tension and launch into the air, eh?
Now let's catch up with our female pilot, ready to spread out her glider beneath the towing vehicle, showing that everybody's having a go at this, men and women alike. The truck prepares to drive off, and the glider will be pulled up behind it simultaneously. It looks fairly simple, but believe me, it's not.
When I pull the paragliders, I like to get out about 200 to 300 feet of line and bring the pressure relatively low until the pilot's maybe 200 feet off the ground, and then increase pressure as the pilot has good ground clearance.
The driver runs a constant check to make sure that glider or pilot are climbing safely, and will give more rope at the same time if needed. So whether you're aero towing or truck towing, there's more than one way to skin a cat. Take wing and fly like an eagle. So we say goodbye to Monument Valley with these scenes of outstanding natural beauty, and I hope you've enjoyed this part of our global Grundig adventure. Just one final thought to leave you with. This whole area is a designated area of outstanding national beauty in the United States and is, of course, park protected. And all our auto gliders and hang gliders today are aware of their responsibilities in preserving and keeping the environment pollution-free. Everybody who travels to this part of the United States takes everything they brought with them back home again. In part two, we'll be climbing to the peaks of the high Sierra Nevadas as we cross to California to bring you World Cup mountain biking, coming up after this.